Hello, this is Arcades, and welcome to another quick start guide video in my series for Foundry. And I'm here today in my current facility that I've been streaming on Twitch.tv as Arcades Test. This is a sample of what we're gonna be doing. So yeah. We're going to be working with power. We had it unlocked by the end of the last video and with the battery research, and we're going to work on that. So, this is what we're going to along lines to, and we'll even take a look at what that is down there later on afterwards. So, anyways, buckle up and let's get to it. And here we are back. So we're in our quick start world, and we're going to now mess with the power grid. We're going to put up a starter power grid. We're going to end up connecting this, that, and that down there, the little ferrite production we have down there. We're going to put them all on the same power grid, and we're going to get a starter facility set up, and then we'll see from there any other details I may need to give about the power. So let's get started with that. And the first thing we're going to do is we need to make some blocks, which I already have 300 in my inventory, but I'm going to go ahead and start crafting by hand a whole bunch more. So we're going to go ahead and 35 started. That should give me like 35 times 5. There you go. That'll tell me it'll give me. I've got this full of plates. This one's going to keep continuing to make packs for us. And while we're doing that, I'm going to unlock stuff. And we're going to start with this second loader for the time being. And this is stuff you'll do while you're researching. So I'm just going to I'm going to research this. That might be coming handy soon. So, okay, what we're going to do is we need to first find a place, because in my opinion it's best to have a secondary place for your power grid that's not going to get in the way of your main facility. The thing you got to remember about the low voltage is it requires, or about your power grids, is you're going to have a high voltage grid and a low voltage grid, and then you're going to have transformers connecting them. So we have, right now, this is what we have for our power setup. We have the solar panels, we have batteries, we have the power poles, look at that, and then underneath your handhelds is the power lines, and that requires wire. Alright, so I'm going to make I think here seems like a decent spot. Yeah, you know what, here's pretty good. I'll work with this area, because it's either that, or because I want to save this area mainly for building up the factory. Nice little wide open area. Yeah. So I'm going to use this back area over here to set up the initial, and then later on, maybe as things change, I'll move the power selection elsewhere. But for now, we're just going to put it right up here, kind of out of the way, on its own little thing. And since I still need biomass for the moment, I am going to go ahead and just cut down the trees and such. And create ourselves a nice little area here. Turn the auto climb off, and I can just dig forward. Alright, so give me a moment. I'm going to clear out this area, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got the dirt cleared out here. Now we're going to start placing down some of our block floor. So I'm going to go ahead and grab from there. We're just going to start creating some floor space. I plan to go all the way out to here. Go and grab that out of the way. Okay, I think this should be good enough platform. I need to go get some materials so we can build up the items we need, and I'll be right back. Alright, real quick before we get into constructing that, I'm going to connect these 3 areas now with blocks. I have enough, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. In fact, I need to create a few more. So I'm going to just go a cheap route, and we're just going to do something simple and plain, just enough to get them onto the same grid. And let's see, right here, that one there. Now, if you want to change the direction you're dragging, you can hold Shift X, and it will change the orientation. You can't see that arrow that's now pointing straight up vertically. I hit X again. Now it's pointing. You have one pointing at me. X, and it'll go up, down, and all that. Right now it's in snapping mode, so you can't see it. So if I hit snapping mode, now you can see the four arrows. Hit Shift X, and then you see they swap. Okay, so back to snapping mode, and then we're just going to go straight up, and I'm just going to go ahead and go over so it connects, and then I'm going to use controls the bolt dismantle, 2, and up. Those are now connected. They are on the same power grid. I'm going to come over here, basically do the same thing here. Just going to grab from here, bring it all the way over like that. Turn that. Actually, we're going to go there. Okay, now those all should be on the same grid. Oops, wrong button. Okay, you see right here? It says we have 3 biomass generators. This is your grid information. Right now, since I connected it, these 3 are all on the same grid information, or grid. Low voltage grid. You have 3 biomass. They're all doing their thing, and this lists all the things within this low voltage grid connection. It's a lot easier to understand why this is the difference later on, but for now, that should be pretty straightforward. Okay, so we got everything on the same grid. We're going to go back to our area. I'm going to grab a few plates from down here. I should have plenty of rods. Yeah, I grabbed a bunch of rods. I need a bunch of plates. I'm going to grab all that right now. And I'm going to craft up 10 of these and 5 of these. So 2 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those. We're going to create, I did what I said, doing 10. So that's, I'm going to create 10 of those. We're going to come here, and I'm just going to create 40. Actually, I'm going to make a full stack. We'll go to 50. Okay, while that stuff is finishing crafting, we're going to take, and I'm going to set up some stuff here. I'm going to actually take this, put that in there, since I already have a few connected right now. And I'm going to do, what I'm about to show you is something how I prefer to do it. You don't have to do it this way. You can organize them however you want. I just like to do it this way for certain simplicity. So we're going to take and we're going to place this in that manner. That there, there, we got 2 more. Okay, so you see these all take 3x3. Their power, the sunlight that they look for, is straight up above them. However, they measure the angle. I know it's weird, but as a technicality, it looks vertical. And the time of day changes the angle of the sun. You'll see once we get into what I'm talking about. Okay, so there's all the solar panels. It's currently crafting the batteries, which I'm going to put them on the next spot. And I like to come here, and you see on the back, you see these tall poles? That is where the wire is going to connect. Now, as you notice on the battery, it has the large pole right there. However, the panel is facing this side. I do this for a reason, and I will show you in a moment. Now, it may not necessarily be true, but I'm going to switch this one around, and I'll show you the difference. Let me place the rest. Alright. Now, we go to, next we need the power poles, which we went and crafted them, so we'll put those there. And we'll get our transformer, put that one there. Now, why I did this is because I like to place the power poles right at the front, at the corner of each one of these. So I'm going to put that here. And so this way we have a nice repeating pattern that can be repeated all the way down for expansion. Okay, now we got cables being produced. We'll put them in here. And I always like having them on 2, so I'm going to rearrange that to there. So we'll put that there. Again, that's just me. And then what we're going to do, now when you go to connect cables, it likes to chain. So for example, I can go from here to here, to here, to here, to here, and now it's looking for another target. So I can go straight to there. And then I can come up, click, down, click. If you come to a termination point like this, it'll automatically disconnect and you can find the new one. Now, what I was talking about is, so I have the repeating pattern. I have this right here. This one's here just like that. So you notice I said I put that one battery there. If I come to here, okay. Sometimes it doesn't reach. This time it is. But it keeps all your ducks in a row, so to speak. So if you want to turn the rest around, that's up to you. Now I feel like a bit of a fool. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and get these all connected up. These power lines can hold 5 connections. So you got 2 for traveling across, so, connecting the sides, and then you got 3 for these. So a 2-to-1 ratio is how I like to do it for practicality, not for any specific power reason. It's just how I like to do the formation. Okay, it's starting to be daylight. As you can see, now we're going to look at this. See, it says sun angle 9 degrees. Here it says valid angle 15 degrees to 165. That's when it starts gaining electricity. However, it actually will not be producing the full max output until about, I want to say, 25 degrees? Because once it hit 15 degrees, it'll start grabbing power. I've got, and see, it has the batteries. Oh, wait, did I not connect everything up? Oh, hold on. Let me get these last few on. Okay, there we go. So you see, batteries, and it's already gaining some power. And we have angle 17, so it's 112. As you see, it's slowly ticking up. These max out at 300 kilowatts for each panel. For beginning, that's fine. Later on, we have other power options, but these don't become useless. Even in their current state, they're so good. I'll show later why, not in our quick build here, but I will show a reason why. These are still potent even later on. But as you see, as it gets up... Alright, so in the meantime, let's go ahead and get this over there. Now the thing is these cables have a 10-meter reach. Please tell me I'm not wrong. Okay. Too far. So they have a 10-meter reach, 15-meter reach, I guess. One of the two, I can't remember. So you can just stretch it out. Now this includes vertical, not just horizontal. Now the power pole is not what actually puts the power onto the grid. We're going to put what does, actually, let's change, and I'm going to make a specific area for it actually. Nope. Right here. And we're going to take and put this pole right there. Now, the thing we need to transfer the high voltage power, which is what it is right now, all the cables carry high voltage. To turn it into low voltage, you need a transformer. So we've got that put down now. We'll take this, connect that to here, connect it there, boom. And right now, here's the entire grid information. Right now, our high voltage grid is producing 2.3 megawatts. This right here, our low voltage grid, is currently requiring this amount. So it subtracts that from our 2.4, and what's left is put into the batteries to charge. And as you can see, the biomass generators are right here, and they are shut down. Now, the reason why the biomass generators are still helpful at this point is because when the grid runs out of power, they kick on. They will turn on and supply the grid excess power. At this point, now, you can actually grab all of them. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab all the biomass generators. Three, two, one. So I've got them all placed down here. I grabbed the 3 that I had, and now you can literally just dump whatever you've left for biomass into there. I don't have much at the moment. Give me 1 second. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we have here, thought I'd show this, we have the sun angle is maxed out, it says 92 degrees. We're at max output at 300 kilowatts, and the current output is 300 kilowatts. Let's come here, you can see again, we are now at a full 3 megawatts, because I have 10 of them down there. When we come down here, I collected the biomass generators and placed them right here. You can now, as you see, I already put some excess in there. You can actually just fill them, and you will see they are not running because this 3 megawatts is covering everything here, and the excess is getting thrown into the batteries. So early on, if you get enough panels to take care of what you need, you can just throw more batteries down early on instead of making more panels. Three, two, one. So I collected the biomass generators, got them placed down. I put extra biomass into them, and as you can see, they are not running because the power grid is currently supplying it. Now, something to see on the power grid. Now, we're making currently 3 megawatts of power. We got there are currently 10 solar panels up here. They max out at 300 kilowatts each. And their sun angle is at the max output. Soon at about 150 degrees, they start going down. The production starts going down. I'm not sure on that. I will confirm that a little later. But as it stands right now, so we are making positive. The batteries are getting generated. So give me a moment. I want to expand this, and I will be back. Okay, so I'm done with expanding this. We now have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 32 solar panels, 16 batteries. And you see, this is still working off the charge from the day before, from the day that I placed these. And as you can see, they're powering the entire facility. We go to grid stats. The capacity is 4,000 megajoules. And right now these have 0 output, and we still have yet to kick in the biomass share, so they are completely being powered off of this. However, and then when we come up over the day, these will charge all those batteries, and we'll have the power we need. And this right here, the setup, will be what takes care of us for a while. It took a little bit of time to set up, but nothing that you can't just put a little extra energy into. Find the spot, give yourself this big open field, and this is all you'll need to start with for a while. Now, there is one other thing I'm going to show you. There is an issue if you want to connect or disconnect a wire. There's different things you can do. Well, actually, there's one real significant way you can disconnect a wire. So you can grab a battery. You can grab your wire tool, like I have here. You hold your right mouse button. You'll get this. You get this radio wheel up. Now, one side says connect power line, other says disconnect. Click on disconnect. You can click on your target, and you click one it's related to, and the wire is disconnected. You want to hook it back up to the grid. You go to connect power line, and you click here, to there. You notice it hooks right back up. Now, here's one of the catches with this. As you notice, these all have yellow. They're maxed out. If they're red, you can't connect. Wires are picky. I'm going to make that statement right now. Wires are picky. You can't... If they're already placed, you can put something across them. But if you... Let me give a quick example here. Say we put that there. And we put that there. And now, for example, I'm going to disconnect the power line like that. We come over here, grab some dirt. Let me grab this dirt. And I build that to there. Oh, connect power line. You see, now it's lit up. You connect to there, and you connect there. It says cable path between power pole small and power pole small is blocked because of that. And as you can see, you try to move it, extend it, it'll keep saying that. So beware of terrain and blocks, because then you can come here. Let's say, let's just dig out that. That one particular block. It now connects. So keep that in mind when you go to build anything. There are also wall plugs. If we go to research here, you see right here, power pole wall mounted. We have to get into the next tier research, what we will get to at some point, but I will cover that outside of here in a moment. So that is the basics for the power. And a quick start of how to get it set up. Like I said, if you follow this, gives you a nice neat pattern, 2-1, and gives you a nice set of starting setup to get you through the night. And as you can see, we're still only running off of the one charge from the day. And like I said, you have your high voltage grid. These are your power sources. Transformers will take the high voltage, change it into the low voltage that you place your transformer onto. Okay, with that, we're done here. Now to go to the next area. Okay, we're back here because I wanted to show one more thing about the power grid. Okay, so it doesn't like mixing power grids or the high voltage onto one low voltage grid facility. So say, as you see, I got a bunch of stuff. This is my more active world, so to speak. So I'm just going to throw some of this stuff down just to give us some values. And you can see voltage smelters. We got a transformer, no power at the moment. Let me go and grab that one for a second. Whoops. Okay. So you see here, it's activated. Now normally you have your high voltage and you have your transformers. Now the thing about transformers is they have a limited amount they can transfer from here to here. In this case, the small ones limit to 5. Now the thing is that doesn't mean you can only put 5 into the low voltage. If you stack the transformers like that, and we go to connect it Oh. So I need to disconnect this real quick. Connect. I just need another power pole so that I can connect this. That there. Okay. So as you can see, we now have two transformers with a total capacity of 10 megawatts to transfer from here to here for our two smelters. Now, however, what this system does not like is competing high voltage grids. So we disconnect that. As you see, we got another set of solar panels right here. Now, if I connect that one to this, whoops. If I connect this one to here, there's two high voltage, but when the sun actually comes around to power them, it's not going to be happy. Okay, now they don't like to share low voltage grids, two different high voltage grids. And to show you this, I've already got this one connected to there. We're going to grab this one and see what happens. Gives you the message. Short circuit is now disabled due to its underlying low voltage grid being connected to multiple different high voltage grids. All enabled transformers of the same LVG must be connected to the same HVG. Detach transformers, restart all buttons allows for quick restart of all short circuit transformers. May also dismiss the message and restart them manually. So there's two ways you can do this. You can either go ahead and connect them together, or we can disconnect it and then click on that and everything's running again. That should cover most of everything. We have the large batteries, which those come with later research. Covered the poles, the short circuiting of the transformers, and that should cover most of everything you need to worry about with the power grid. By the time you're done with everything and your grid gets a bit bigger, you'll have something that might look like what I'm about to show you up here. This is my the world I've been doing on stream, and I will be streaming again here soon after making this video. Well, within the next day. But your grid will probably look something like this by the time it's all done. You'll have a whole bunch of transformers that are laying out. You can't rename the transformers right now. There's a bit of an issue with how the system works. They can't really be able to let you name them right now, so you know which one's which. But I mean, it's not hard to figure out which one could be which, because you got like low voltage. Boom. This is my main facility currently. I mean, look, 600 ceiling lights. And then you got all these different areas. Most of these are just like underground stuff, which we'll get to later. And they list all the high voltage sources, consumers up here. As you can see with this facility, yeah, I have a bit of a drain. With this facility up here, or with this up here, I'm only producing 75 megawatts with my combustion generators, which we will be unlocking later in the quick guide. And you know, that's all I get producing right now. And the batteries are making up the difference that I have available, and they get distributed out. And as you can see here, I have large transformers giving me 100 megawatts of capacity to this low voltage grid, and that's basically how your grids will end up. Alright, so this is Arcades. Yeah, so I do stream on Twitch at arcadestest.twitch TV or .tv, whichever. And yeah, so if you had any questions, put down in the comments. Try to do what I can to answer and all that. So yeah, hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed what you watch. This is Arcades, signing out. Have yourself a good day.